Yay! We're finally back, everybody. Hooray! Can you
Yay!
believe it? How long has it been, Vera?
Months.
Months and months.
I think since March, right?
Yeah, it's been since forever.
You guys, Chrissy got the message last night from YouTube. We are in.
Yeah.
We are in.
We are so happy to be able to join you all again. So let's see who's with us today, Vera.
Well, let's see. We don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe nobody yet.
Yeah.
But you will.
Yeah. Okay, so while we're waiting for everybody to show
One's
up.
watching. Hi,
Awesome.
Sammy. Oh, Rose.
Hi,
Hey.
Rose. Is Sammy here too?
I don't know. It's just two watching.
Okay,
Somebody
cool.
doesn't want to let us know. 3.
Okay.
Oh my God, you guys! We're live! Oh my God!
I know, I can't believe
Oh.
it. You know what's really cool about being live?
What?
Is that even though we're here, it's like we have everybody here with
Yeah.
us. Hanging out on
Can you guys believe
at the
it?
tropical waterfall.
And now we have 1,032
Yeah.
subscribers.
So very cool. Our soul tribe is growing.
So please still subscribe. We have like 61% of people that watch are not subscribing. So please, please, we'll love you forever.
Yes, and evermore.
And evermore. That's right.
Okay.
Hi, guys.
All right. So, we want to tell everybody when you leave your comments, what we're doing now is because whenever we would tell somebody about their birthmark, we would try to find their comment so we could go, okay, go here and you can get your answer from what Vera picked up on about your past life.
Or birthmark, whatever.
But the issue that we've been finding is that sometimes we can't find their comment anymore.
No.
So what we're going to do now is that whenever you leave your comments, we gather them up, and whenever we answer your question, in the description of that video, we're going to put the names of the viewers whose questions we answer.
So you have to do this on your own. Go into the playlist to see if we've answered your question.
Exactly. If you ask
It's
us,
just so time consuming.
yeah, and sometimes we can't find people, and that's not good.
Yeah, no.
So if you leave your birthmark question, then you might want to regularly check our birthmark playlist.
Yeah.
Or if you ask a question about a celebrity, you might want to regularly check the celebrity playlist, and so on.
Yeah, that's why it's so good to have the playlist, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we know exactly where to go. Oh, Lindsay! How long has it been?
Hi! Oh my gosh, yeah.
It's been a little
A
while.
long time, yes.
We're so excited. Can
They can't see it. That's
they
okay.
Can't see your pretty,
Yeah.
beautiful feather hanging here.
It's
Okay.
a feather.
Vera, was there any other things that we missed you too?
I know, my gosh. Just the regular advertising stuff.
Yeah, we have the Evening with Angus coming up. That's going to be here
In beautiful
February.
Manteca, California.
Yes, by the waterfall. So if you're going to be here, that would be wonderful to see you. So you can find
That'll
that
be in 2020.
Yeah, it's in February.
Can you believe 2020?
No. You guys, Christmas stuff is already in the stores.
Oh, I know. That's
It's
always
amazing.
the way now.
Thanksgiving is already coming up next
In
week.
the year. Oh, we can't sing. Sorry,
Yeah.
forgot.
Literally, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Very true.
Just kidding. Okay. Vera, should we talk about
Don't you want to talk about your...
We have the prices on the art is almost half off. And we're doing that as a giving back to all of you. And we have that special going on. It's not a special. We reduced our prices for a year. So it's great timing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because Christmas is coming. My
Yeah.
mom has art all over her house.
Oh,
She
so
loves
do I.
it. Yes, you
Yeah,
do.
yeah.
I love Vera's wall. She's got my art right there. And the frames going up. So it's very cool.
Up, down, all the way around.
We'll have to do a little video showing them around some of your art.
Whenever my house is clean, yes.
That would be fun.
Oh.
Was there any other?
Sammy, watch our show. She's still texting me.
Oh, she is.
Yeah.
Was there any other announcements that we had?
I can't think of any.
Just to thank everybody for
Yes.
helping
Oh
us
my
to get
gosh, all the people
over
that
1,000 subscribers so that we can
that
join
and then
you
the
again.
viewing, the people that helped us viewing
Get
our
over
videos,
it.
4,000
4,000 hours. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, Sammy, watch the show.
Yeah. Okay, so Vera, do
What was
we
that?
want to start off? I think it's next door.
Are you sure it's not my cat climbing a... Because Lukey, where is Luke? Sorry. He's my bad boy.
He gets
They're supposed to
out.
stay in the yard.
Yeah, he gets out every once
Yeah.
in a while.
Okay.
Okay, so do we want to start off with Julie's question, or do we want to talk about psychic kids?
Well, we'll do psychic kids first.
Okay.
What do you think?
Sure.
Yeah. Because the reason I'm bringing it up is because I've had so many clients, especially like with Sylvia, where psychic children are misunderstood by mainstream, I guess is the only way I can explain it. And often misunderstood. They're sometimes labeled as
Weirdos or
weird
something,
or just obstinate, you know, just because it's really challenging. Sometimes you don't. There's Sammy. There's times whenever you don't fit into the box of the educational system, and sometimes because like they have these new schools now for creative kids, and that's where psychic kids would fit, not trying to be in a box because they're out of the box.
right.
You know.
Exactly. They come up with alternative solutions, and then because it doesn't fit what is supposed to be the usual mainstream
Right.
type of thing, then sometimes I don't want to say they're discounted as not a sprite or
No,
whatever.
sometimes
but
because
it's
you're
because,
quiet.
Yeah, and it's a lot of
some
times
people are.
they think outside the box.
Yeah.
We just said.
And or too shy, introverted to the point of where, you know, I was taken to a psychiatrist because of the school system, not because my mom wanted to, because I had such a high IQ that they couldn't understand why I didn't want to go to school. And it's like you don't want to go to school because you're feeling things that, you know, because you're around so many different people, and I didn't know how to control it then. I can now. But you'd be looking at somebody and you're picking up something really bad, or you know, or and then you kind of just want to stay away from that person or move away, and then you look like you're stuck up or you don't want to be involved with people. Teachers don't understand you. Like I remember
That's for
saying
sure.
things to my friends and they would look at me like, how did you know that? And then they would never talk to me again. You know, it was like they
Really?
were afraid. Yeah.
They were afraid that you knew stuff about
Stuff.
them that they didn't want you
Right.
to know, or you could read their mind
Yeah,
or something
yeah.
like that.
I mean, I remember hiding at school by the garbage cans. You know how because I did not want to be there. It was, I was picking up, I don't know, something that day, and it was like I just hid by the garbage cans, and I can hear them looking for me. And I remember cracking up, going, no, like right here. But yeah, and then after that, it's like there's something wrong with her, you know.
Right.
And it wasn't that I didn't want to communicate with people. It's just I didn't know how to communicate what I was getting. You know, so you're labeled. And it's, you know, it's really challenging. Even like in high school, I didn't want to go to school. I'd pick up something from the teacher, and in anger, if they made me mad, I'd say something, and then they would freak out and send me to the principal. You know? So it's
Yeah.
really challenging. So parents, please try to understand it's not that they're being obstinate. It's not that they don't want to go to school.
Right.
It's they don't fit. Oh, I'm not even looking. I
She was
forgot.
saying, I felt very shy at school to the point I didn't speak to anybody, and I'd hide my face. Very
Yeah.
anxious child.
Yeah, that's like, that was me too. People would come over my house. I would hide under the dining room table. My mother was like mortified. It was family. It was family, and I didn't like just hid under the table, you know, or hide in my bedroom or hide under the bed. You know, I just didn't want to go out there.
Right, right.
So,
You know, it's interesting. You telling about this particular experiences that you had.
this is so much fun.
I know. It's
Eric.
it
Hi,
totally-
Eric.
Hi, Eric. It totally, he's saying being an empath is so difficult as a child.
Yeah, because you don't know, like I said, how to control it. But once you learn, you know, you don't have to have all this stuff coming at you and you don't know what to do. You control it. It does not control you.
Right.
And that's one of the things that Sylvia taught me. It's like, it's not a badge of honored to have that you're like on the floor because you have so much stuff coming at you. That doesn't help anybody, especially not you.
Right.
So you want to be able to control that, still have empathy, but be able to help your client.
Right.
You know, because you want to have still be their intellect so that they can figure things out, but still decide, you know, still it's like a
Yeah.
balancing act kind of thing.
But it's interesting because what you were just saying about what you learned from Sylvia is exactly what Angus was saying is about controlling empathy.
Right.
It's because
You
we can
have
pick
to.
up on whether it's from the person's intent or whether it's from the other energy or whatever, if somebody's sending it to you or what have you, it's still a matter of controlling it.
Right. Like what happened to me at that first class. Well, not the first class, but
Oh, yeah. Did
So-
you tell our friends yet?
I don't think so. I don't know if I should. I mean, because it was only because I wasn't, how do I say it?
That was-
I didn't respect it as much as I should have because it never really happened to me like that because I had so much protection around me all the time. And when people would say something like, oh yeah, I had a psychic attack, I go, yeah, whatever. Everybody has a psychic attack until I had a psychic attack. Because that one was, I mean, you guys, it hit me
It was, yes,
like
exactly.
a ton of bricks.
Because that's what's interesting about picking up on negative energy, or if it's directed at you, is it can actually physically manifest to the point of nausea, which,
Yeah, I had to lay on the floor.
yeah.
I mean, I was trying to do a class.
Yeah, we were in the middle of a...
I had to actually go home,
Yeah.
and I was laying down, and then I had to go run to the bathroom, and I do not, it's kind of gross, but I don't vomit.
Right.
I just don't. But man, it was bad, and it was black.
Which is the energy that you were... that you had absorbed.
Yeah.
Because what Angus was saying to
Yeah.
Vera about this was that
I respect it
you
now.
have your protection, but this came up right here.
Yeah.
So it's like having to be very, very focused on that protection.
Because I was helping a person that was around a really dark person.
Yeah,
dark energy.
Soul. Yeah,
Soul.
dark energy. Type
Soul,
of
soul, not dark skin.
Yeah.
We always say that, but
Yeah.
everybody's
So
getting
and
back
I
together.
know it's so
It's
great
cool.
to have everybody together, and it's
Yeah.
so fun. But one of the things that
I respect it now, though.
one of the things that I just really wanted to share about this topic is, you know, because the other thing about psychic kids that you and I were talking about was the fact that, did I kick it?
Well, it doesn't matter. It's not this thing.
Was about how they're bullied too.
Yes.
And I wanted to share, there's this, I love this little girl. She's in my life, and she's a very sensitive, psychic little girl. She's more of a teenager now. But when she was little, oh my gosh, you guys, she was the one that was telling me, she drew a picture of her daddy. It's a long story, but she was only like 4 years old, and she was telling me that her daddy is evil. And I didn't like overreact or anything because I know from a fabulous psychic friend happens to be the case.
Yeah.
But so she is very psychic, and when she
And she's in a fundamentalist household. Yeah.
Mhm. When she did eventually go to school, she was very bullied actually because she's so sensitive. But you know what's amazing? It's interesting because a lot of times what we're bullied over is actually our strength, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a gift, like
And it's going to
the
be
psychic
something they'll be
ability.
able to use later on when everybody else is doing whatever they do. But they're going to shine because it's something that they are passionate about.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's amazing because with this child, now she's a teenager, and all that she went through, I mean, you guys, she wasn't even just bullied in school. She's the one that's been bullied at home amongst all the other kids. She was the one that was bullied by
I know
her
there's
own
always one
family.
kid that they pick on. I don't know what it is.
Out of the four, it was her.
Because they're the
But
one with the brightest light.
the brightest light, exactly. And so I just wanted to say that it's amazing because a lot of the times that's what we do get bullied over is our strength,
Yep.
because others don't have it, whatever it might be, right? Because we
Yeah.
all have something that we shine
Right,
in,
right.
and that has become she uses that in her music and in her paintings and all these things. The depth of what she's experienced shines through because she conveys that emotion in
Yeah.
her lyrics and in her arts and in her writing in all these different ways.
Yeah.
So
This one child that I was helping before, they wanted to make her go to school. You know, she was just being obstinate. Make her go to school. They sent her to a psychiatrist. Wants to put them on drugs. This particular child did not need it, but you know, you can't say that about everybody. You have to work within, because we're here for spiritual help, not, you know, that medical side of it, because we don't know it. But yeah, it was like totally would have been the wrong thing to do. Thankfully, she has a mother that understands, but a lot don't. You know, and so they're given these drugs and they're numbed.
right,
So
that's
yeah. So if they don't want to go to school, find an alternative. You know, it's not always about that. You know your child, if it's, you know when they're being obstinate or not, or if they don't want to talk to you, then that's even more of a sign that there's something wrong at school. You know, that kind of thing. So, you know,
Going
work
through a
with
hard
with
time.
them. Yeah. Yeah, Deborah, just put extra protection around you whenever you go in there. Because there's so much going on in there. You know, there's souls that just departed that hang around just for a bit, just to look around.
In
And
the hospital, she said.
nursing homes, yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Whatever form of protection, Deborah, that you resonate to most,
Yeah.
whether it's imagining armor or like Angus was telling me once that we could even use his cloak. It's like a blue cloak and it protects.
Yeah.
It's like that impervious silvery blue or royal blue that protects.
Yeah.
Whatever kind of visual technique that you want to use, because the more that you invoke your senses with that visualization, the more
Right.
that it's like a strengthening protection around you.
Hey, Lindsay, if you're being prescribed, I'm not telling you not to take your meds. I'm just saying that for this particular child, it wasn't the right thing to do. If the meds are helping you with your anxiety, then that's fine. But also use your spirituality to help you with anxiety, and then you'll see that you need the medication less and less, and then you can work with your doctor to find out if you can lower the dosage or, go off of them completely. But don't go just by spiritual. You have to use both, because sometimes we have an imbalance or something that you might have brought in that you're not ready to let go. So that goes right into the next one, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
So, how do you say this? Talk with your doctor. They don't really understand a lot of times. So you're going to have to kind of, work with yourself. You know your body. That's one thing. And you know when the anxiety is coming. You just know it's a buildup. So that's when you learn how to just take your deep breaths and, take time to make it doable, that you can still function.
Right,
Yeah.
right. And I just wanted to say, too, Deborah was saying that she tries to imagine a mirror, but it doesn't always work. I just wanted to add that one of the things that Angus has told us, that we need to protect ourselves, not just once a day, but morning,
Mirror
midday,
facing
and
out.
night. Yeah, morning, midday, and night.
Yeah, and if that doesn't work for you, Deborah, just can you picture a bubble? Like, you know
Bubble.
how the Wizard of Oz, most of us have seen that. I don't know about the millennials, but most of the older people have seen the Wizard of Oz. And you know how Glinda the Good came in that bubble?
Mm-hmm.
Picture yourself in this beautiful, protective crystal bubble, that's protecting you if you can't do the mirrors. That's okay.
Yeah.
Hi, Lynn V. How you doing?
Lynn. Because I used to do the mirrors years back, but it was never really that strong for me until I did crystal. So
Yeah.
whenever I
like Glinda.
When you were talking about the nausea, that attack you get, I get that a lot at night. Because we're so open at night to pick up on that negative energy if it's being sent to us. And so I use a crystal, like almost like being inside of a crystal. You know, the kind that you can see through, like it's white, but it's clear, but you can see through.
Right.
But I imagine myself being inside of a crystal and almost like looking through it. And then that negativity seriously cannot get through to me. That one really works for me.
Yeah. And Nana, that's the same thing with my grandson. He was so open, so psychic. The minute he started going to school, he wouldn't do it anymore. Because the kids were making fun of him.
Right.
He's going,
yeah.
Grandma, not everybody protects himself. And I go, honey, they just do it privately. They don't want you to know. So it was a big thing, but yeah.
Was it?
Yeah. Nobody knows asthma, Grandma. I go, but you do.
Yeah.
You know? But that was kind of, you know, it's hard when they're not yours.
Yeah.
But yeah, it does take a lot of understanding. But as long as they know that you're willing to listen, that is huge. And that you believe them.
Exactly. Like when that little girl was
Yeah.
telling me that her daddy was evil, I didn't say, oh, no, you shouldn't say that about your father, right?
Rose, I don't know what you mean. Your mom always has said, oh, she's never been on Earth. I thought you meant you've never been on Earth. Oh, yeah, she's had past lives. Your mom has had 31, I guess you could say 31 and a half because she was
A little
little one when
child.
she, yeah. So she's had 31 and a half past lives. But you don't count it as a half because
Right,
it's still a past
it's
life.
one,
So
yeah.
32,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, she
Yeah.
has had that, yeah. And then you guys have had at least 2 lives together, so.
And like we know also, is
Yeah,
that
see, you knew.
when you talk to children, they are so fresh from the other side.
Oh my gosh.
You can ask them. You can ask them about their past life, or ask them about their totem animal, or ask them. They won't say, "What are you talking about?"
I know.
They're
I
very
always
open.
bring up about my niece, Haley.
Mm-hmm.
She used to have, I've told you guys before, she was a toddler. I think she was like 2 years old or something. And she would get her mom, Tara, my niece, her keys, and she would tell her, take me home. She was home. It was the only home she's ever known.
Oh,
And she would tell her, take me
Can you
home.
believe it, you guys?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And thankfully, Tara would tell her, well, this is your home now. You'll go home whenever it's time, kind of thing. So she understood. So then Haley, you know.
That's like with Mariah, because she was saying, I see the tiger everywhere, and the tiger was her totem. But my mom would say, where's the tiger, honey? And she'd be like, it's under the bed, it's in the closet, it's in, you know, but it wasn't a scary thing.
Yeah, but look
She
at
was
Sammy.
scared at first. And,
Yeah, Sammy has that line with her all the time. You know, when she was little
Aw.
and everything.
so if they have an imaginary friend, a lot of times it's their spirit guide. Or their nana or someone on the other side that they're seeing. What am I missing?
I don't know, I lost.
Oh, Nana said, my granddaughter says that she was her mommy's mom.
Where are
Mommy's
you
mom.
seeing that?
In a past
Oh.
life and chose her because of this. Wow, how cool is that?
Oh yeah, you're not going to frighten them. As long as you look at them and say, I totally understand. I get it. And this is why. You know, kind of thing. So that they're validated. So they're not, and it's like, oh, it's just your imagination. Imagination is amazing. You can't imagine something you've not seen before. Try it. You can. You have to have been able to see it. In some past life, in this life, whatever, but you have that knowledge because you've had that life before.
Exactly.
You know, if you don't know what a zebra looks like, or as they say in Britain, zebra, you know, then you wouldn't be able to draw a zebra.
Right, that's true.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to finish up too with, I wanted to say, if they tell you something, like when that little girl told me that her daddy was evil, I didn't just leave her hanging. I did give her something to help her. So when she said, I think she might have even said that she got this message from her angels, and they
That is cute.
had bad news, and that it was that her daddy was evil. I go, well, that is bad news. I go, but the good news
See? Make it a
is
positive.
that more angels are coming, and you know, it gave her something to focus on besides just the darkness of her daddy being evil.
Yeah.
To know that there is protection. So that's always good to insert as well, so that they're
Deborah,
you're
how
following it up
old?
with the positive. Pardon?
I'm asking Deborah, how old is your child?
It's hard for me to see because there's this glare from
Well,
the...
she's saying, okay, she says, how do you help a child who hasn't handled his grief yet? My son misses my mom. They had a bond where they didn't need to talk. That's like my son and my mom. He has been so lost 2 years now.
So Vera, in your experience with your own son, because your own son was very close to your
But he was a
mother.
teenager,
Oh. So
and he still took it hard. He took it as abandonment. Like she didn't want to be around him anymore. You know? And, I mean, yeah. So, I mean, he had the philosophy. He knew, you know, that she was on the other side and that she was fine. But he's like, then she didn't love me enough. Because he was, like, as close as Deborah's son to her mom.
So it's just something he had to work
Has
through.
to work through. And, you know, he didn't until Amelia came.
Wow.
You know, so, and then worked it out that way. But it's like they're never lost because I know it's hard for them to imagine, but, you know, just show that they're on the other side. They're still with them in spirit, talking to them, because he can still talk to her. I don't know how old he is, but, 10. That one's a little different because it's like he's already had like a preconceived, you know, but still, just say, I understand. I miss her too, you know, that kind of thing. But you're going to see her again whenever, well, you don't want to say that because I don't want them to.
Want to go home.
Yeah, go home.
Right.
That's another thing we got to work on too. Yeah, just that the fact that she loves him so much and that she's still protecting him, you know, and with him all the time, and have him just be open to the fact that, you know, he'll see her in dream time.
I was just going there
You know?
too.
Yeah,
Dream time,
dream
and
time.
he can even know that at night she's
She
going
comes
to
to
come to
visit.
visit him, so
Mhm.
he can be visualizing this
Yeah.
when he's falling asleep, and
Yeah.
he can see that
Yeah.
in his mind's eye.
Yeah, and also that he chose also to go through this experience so that he can learn how to deal with grief.
Right.
That's part of his lesson, and she helped him with that.
Right.
You know, all of you did, but yeah.
And to know that she's always there, that love is always there, so no
Yeah.
matter what comes later in his life,
Lifetime after
he's
lifetime.
learned that here,
Yeah.
and then it'll help him there.
Yeah, I know it's so hard.
I
I
know,
was so
with
close to my grandmother too.
children.
You know, but
I
it's just
know.
something that you'll eventually. He'll get it as long as you keep working with him. He will get it.
Yeah, because you know, I was just, I don't want to say heartbroken, but that's how I felt when my grandma died.
Mhm, yeah.
But then finally, I had a dream that I know was a soul visit, because she even said my name the way she used to say Christine. You know, it was really cute though, and it just melts my heart.
Yeah.
So I was like, Grandma, and I know we visited then, and whenever we think about our loved one, they're right there
Yeah.
with us. I have her picture in my kitchen.
Yeah, exactly.
She's always cooking.
Oh, but tell him he can. Tell him the next few dreams he'll be able to hug her. Just tell him, just watch. Just be patient. You'll be able to hug her. And then he's going to be having conversations with her. And
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's just right now they're taught, you know, your grandmother's, you know, dead. There's nothing there.
Yeah, right.
I don't mean by you guys. I'm just saying society.
Like society or
Yeah.
religion or
Right.
whatever it might be.
Right.
Want me to go to Julie's question?
Sure.
You ready?
Well, let's see.
I can't see it.
So she's going to lose her grandfather. Yeah, it's not scary. She just knows. I mean, she just knows whenever it's going to happen. Just say, you know, that happens whenever you get older. Sometimes your body just says, okay, it's time to go home. And that's okay. It's not scary. Because she's picking up on when he's going to die.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
So you don't be scared. And then they're not
Yeah.
scared.
That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, that's our real home.
Yeah.
We're visitors here, but they're always with us.
Yeah.
And then when we go home, we'll be together. But
We need
still,
to do a class on kids.
yeah, for kids, that would be a great idea. Okay, we're going to hop.
Aw, see, 6 is perfect. And then they go to school.
Where's my? Okay, here we go.
It's just a really quick one, huh?
Yep, I'm gonna read it. Okay, so Julie's question
Uh-huh.
is: my edema and heat issues are not improving, but I'm never giving up. I know it will get better. It has to.
And that's a good attitude, Julie.
Absolutely.
Okay, this one was really interesting because I haven't dreamt about anybody, you know, within the soul tribe. I had a dream about Julie last night.
See, this is so interesting.
Yeah, and that's why I'm going, whoa. And there's just certain parts of it I can remember, but then I keep getting information.
See, that's so cool.
Yeah, so what I got about Julie was, and I know I've given you, I believe I gave you a past life when we did the reading before, and I don't know if this correlates, but it was in like a tropical area. It was an island actually, and you were on it was a, I was going to say leprechaun. Oh my gosh, you were in a
Top of the morning to you.
what, those leprosy colonies,
Sorry,
you
couldn't help
know,
it.
whenever you start getting that, they shove you over into a different area so you don't spread the disease, right?
Right.
Because it's through coughing and sneezing that you get it.
Okay.
That's how you contact it, I believe. Anyway, what I pictured in my dream was that she was sitting and she was rocking, but she was holding a toddler. He was about 4, a little boy. But she was in advanced stages of leprosy, and so was a little boy.
Aww.
But, and then she couldn't see because there was stuff going around, and she was kind of just sitting there deciding what to do because she had to kind of gauge with her other senses what she needed to do. But there was like people running and screaming, and well, somebody set fire to the whole island so that they were all, killed that way. And it was someone that they got a blister, and they thought they had contracted the disease, not contacted. Yeah, so, but it was just a blister. It wasn't leprosy or anything. But
So they were so mad?
No, they were freaked out. They didn't want it wasn't like an anger thing, but, I mean, still, you're burning people alive kind of thing, but it was just a panic situation, and they freaked out because they thought they were going to die, and they didn't want anyone else, they didn't want their family or anything like that to die, so they just said, I'm just burning the whole place up. They didn't care that they were far away from where they were, because I think they would ship them over to this island so they can just, live the rest of their lives there.
Wow.
Yeah, but she was advanced stage. She had no hands, so she was just kind of holding the little boy. Her legs were so swollen, she couldn't really walk. It was it was advanced stuff. So that's why she was kind of not knowing where to go, because she didn't want to fall because she was holding the baby. The baby was dead. But she wouldn't accept. It was like she was still rocking him like he was still alive, kind of thing. And she was very, very close to this little boy. I mean, that was her world. And she felt so much guilt because she felt like she, gave it to him, kind of thing. But it was just a thing that was spreading within, wherever they were. So it was like no one was at fault, but still you figure, it's my child, he got it, it's my fault, kind of thing. And that little boy is not with her, he's still on the other side. So, so she died in the fire, and so I'm thinking that's where the heat is coming from, that she's having issues with. And then everything else, and I was thinking, like, how the heck is leprosy along with edema? Because I was going, how does that fit? The only thing I could think of is like the swelling. Your limbs swell up with the. I think so. I don't really want to look at pictures or anything,
but it's making sense from where you're going with.
Yeah. Holding. You
were saying.
Holding on to.
Vera was saying that another part of carrying this cell memory was that she's still holding on to. She's almost like holding on to the physical issue because she wants to hold on to the child.
Yeah, and it's like,
or their bond.
She doesn't want to let that go. It's almost.
Wow.
It's not it's horrible for her to go through in this life, but it's also the love of that child that she's holding on to.
See, isn't that
so
interesting?
that's even, love is more powerful.
See, that's fascinating.
And
right.
the last thing I got before, I'm getting chills. Before I came out here was the baby, the boy that is on the other side now. He was saying, "Mama, let me go." Oh my God.
Aww.
Yeah, he's like, "Let me go," because he's still there. Wow. He's still watching over her. They'll still be together, whenever she goes to the other side.
Oh my gosh.
So he wants her to thrive here.
Yeah.
And not have to hold on to it, because he goes, I still love you. We still have a bond.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I bet this is going to really resonate.
I hope, because it's like, it's important. Yeah.
Yeah, because usually with cell memory, you guys, when we're carrying something that might have, like a traumatic death that happened, like whether we're burned alive by a fire or whatever, and then in this life we get an issue that might happen, physical manifestation of that cell memory. It's usually not from at the core of that trauma a love that we want to hold on to. It's usually the negative, but this is the positive that she wants to hold. It's like, it's interesting.
And she's a mom. So it's like, I'm not letting that love go. That's my connection to that boy.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah,
so it's interesting because edema is holding on to water. It's almost like it's a physical manifestation of that holding on to thing. aspect, I should say. So now that she realizes that and processes that,
Yeah.
maybe she'll be able to, the edema will start to get better. And the heat, because she was also saying in her question about feeling the heat, and you were saying that she was
Well, I
burned
think
alive,
heat
right?
exasperates edema, I believe. Well,
But it makes sense,
yeah,
doesn't it? Because she
yeah.
was burned alive,
Yeah.
and it's bringing that back. That's so memory.
Yeah.
Well, that's really makes a lot of sense,
Yeah.
doesn't it?
Yeah.
Those spiritual and past life answers are amazing, amazing healing for the soul.
It is. It
and
is.
empowerment to thrive, because he's on the other
That's
side.
why
And he'll always be
I
there for
love
you.
Past
Yeah,
lives.
me too.
'Cause it
It's
does
very
help you.
Amazing. Okay. Oh, Dodie's here.
Dodie.
I know.
Yeah, finally.
We're
huh?
so happy you're all together. We're all
gosh.
together again.
It's almost like I don't want to go off.
I know.
But how long has it been?
38
Ooh.
minutes, maybe?
Yeah.
Something like that. Okay.
Hey guys.
Well, you guys, it was a wonderful, I almost said Saturday, Friday afternoon. Thank you for joining us.
I know. Thank you guys.
And
I didn't think anybody was going to be here.
next week is going to be Thanksgiving week here.
Right.
And so we are going to, hopefully, we want to be live again, next Friday or Saturday?
Well, I'm thinking Saturday's probably better for people.
Saturday
Because they
at-
have to work Friday. I know, Lindsay, it's not better for you because I know you work or something. Yeah.
Well, hopefully
We'll have to pick because usually we did Saturdays at 1.
Okay, that's what we'll plan for
Yeah.
next week. Saturday at 1 o'clock. We will see
And
you
if
here.
if we have a different time, we'll tell you guys.
And since, well, yeah, that sounds perfect.
Oh, good. So you can at least get some Saturdays.
Awesome.
Yeah. And then we'll
Excellent.
still do videos and things like that too for
Yeah.
the rest of the week.
In betweeners.
Yeah.
Love
I
you
love
all.
those in-betweeners.
Yeah. We love you all.
Yay!
Yeah. How do we do it?